Welcome back, my curious friend. The valley hasn't grown any kinder since you last left the fire, but your return tells me you're ready for more. Sit, warm your hands. There's another piece of Albertus's tale waiting to be told, and these next entries, they speak of a tyrannic ruler and something far fiercer than wolves prowling these mountains we now find ourselves in. Let me read to you exactly what he wrote. And I quote, "The man who called for me, Kniaz Skender Dragosti, made a striking impression. Tall, handsome, and always richly dressed. He looked like the epitome of nobility. But, as is often the case, appearances were misleading. I quickly discovered that Kniaz Skender was a cruel ruler who knew no mercy when displeased. While a different seigneur might have used the proceeds from the mines to fund a cloister or a convent, Kniaz Skender used them to expand the dungeons beneath the mighty Greifberg castle. I saw these dark, damp cells with my very eyes, their walls stained with blood." End quote. Greifberg Castle still dominates the valley like a broken crown, its towers cracked. I have not yet dared to descend into Svartrau or approach the castle directly. From the mountain paths, I watch it from a distance, a jagged silhouette swallowing the skyline. But even from afar, it does not feel abandoned. The stone may crumble, the battlements may sag, yet the air around Greifberg carries a strange warmth, a subtle pulse, like breath wrapped in stone. Albertus wrote of bloodied cells and a tyrant who ruled through fear. But tyrants die, men fall, time strips thrones bare, and still the valley feels strangely orderly, unafraid, not guarded, but assured. I fear something else entirely has taken its slumber in between those castle walls. Let's not forget Taurinus's warning about the mountain folk, beings the locals feared, beings appeased with offerings. If they once roamed the high passes, perhaps now they have moved down into the valley. Perhaps they have found a home in Greifberg's hollow throne room. One day, traveller, I may gather the courage to go down and see who truly resides within those walls. But not yet. Let me read you his next tome for now, and I quote, "I spent most of my time in the archives of the Svartrau Cathedral. Right from the start, I did not like this building. Though undoubtedly grand, it seemed dark and foreboding. Rather than representing God's boundless love, it seemed to embody the wrath he displayed towards sinners. I was not surprised to learn that the cathedral was reputed to be haunted, and few would dare walk its long naves after dark. Reading dusty chronicles lit by flickering candles, I too felt a deep sense of unease. I always felt watched there, and not from the heavens up above, but from the untold depths below." End quote. From the ridge, the cathedral rises like a dark tooth, piercing the mist above Svartrau. I have not yet ventured down into the city. The mines, ruins, and shrines along these mountain paths have their own demands, their own warnings. Still, even at a distance, that cathedral feels wrong. Albertus felt watched from the depths under its floor, and though I have only observed from afar, I feel a similar presence, a weight pressing upward toward the surface. Soon, yes, perhaps soon, I'll try my luck with the city folk and walk those streets myself. But for now, shall we continue with this final entry of the night? Albertus wrote, and I quote, "Though through most of its history, Vale Sangora was sparsely populated, it boasted two saints, Saint Mihai and Saint Tina. The former lived many centuries ago and was born a pagan. According to the early chroniclers, he was a fearless knight who died fighting a horrible monster. One day, I made a pilgrimage to the site of Saint Mihai's demise to light a candle at his shrine. As I was praying, I suddenly heard a blood-curdling howl. I told myself it must have been a wolf, even though, deep down, I knew that the truth was different." End quote. I visited that shrine myself this evening, a lonely stone marker on a ridge where the trees twist unnaturally toward the sky. The wind there carries a broken pitch, almost a howl, but not quite. More like something trying to imitate a wolf without understanding the sound it should make. Whatever Saint Mihai fought, whatever he died to stop, was not a creature of this valley's forests, and the way the air tightened when I whispered his name suggests his foe, or perhaps even Mihai himself, may still be wandering these mountains. It makes me wonder, what kind of creature forces a saint to meet his end alone on a ridge like this? What fights with such fury that even the chroniclers struggled to name it? Was it something born of these valleys, or something that slipped in from somewhere darker? Something for you to ponder as we part ways on this cold night. I'll keep studying these terms, and as long as the fire holds back the dark, I'll share with you my findings. Until our next path, friend, may stories linger like embers in the night.